muscles. Settle into your calves, take your hands to your knees and do a big circle, one direction and then the other. So, and I want you to go deep into the movement, so lower as much as you can, deep. Work with this. So how do your ankles feel? Crunch your knees, singing songs. Lovely, and then shake it off, roll up to the top of the movement. Okay, right, so from here we're just going to shake, 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 let everything go. So just really feel jelly on a plate, jelly on a plate, let it all go, shaky, 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 shaky. And if you feel that you're losing it a little bit, slow it down and start again, let everything go, shaky, 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 shaky. Shaky, 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 shaky. This is really good for your nervous system. Shaky, 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 and then let it go. Right, okay, let's just roll your arms. So the shoulders will roll. Let your elbows and your wrists come up with you. How does that feel? Now, I've nursed a shoulder injury for just over a year now. So we're going to have a little play with this. What I'd like you to do is take your arms out to your side. So think about 5, 7 o'clock. Palms out, stretched, and then rotate. So the fingers are stretched, but palms forward, palms backwards, palms forward, palms backwards. So, and the idea here is we're just getting a little bit of movement around the shoulders. Lovely. Big stretch, big stretch. Okay, so from here, now I want you to consciously lift shoulders, rotate hands, lift, turn hands. It's up and down and up and down. Good, 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 good. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Okay, so stretch all the way to the top, feet equal and balanced, and then let's go back out again. This time, palms forward all the way to the top. And back down again. Let's see how this feels with our palms inwards all the way to the top. Lovely. And palms backwards. Now you're going to be restricted. You'll stop just about 3 and 9 o'clock. Okay, let's come back down. Let's go again. So palms forward all the way to the top. Now, as you do this, be conscious of what's going on through the chest, because there's a tendency to want to lift and pop. So I just want you to think nice and open, palms forward. And then this time, palms down all the way to the top of the movement. Draw in through your ribs and down. Lovely. Okay, and then palms back, and there will be a point where you just can't go any further. Okay, good. Right. From here, so you're going to feel this into your shoulders, okay? So what I'm looking for is you to be able to draw up your elbows. So I've got an injury and I know it's not perfect. Okay, so we're pulling up and down, pulling up. So what I'm trying to achieve here is the elbows coming up towards the ears and the hands stay relatively close to your side seams, if that makes sense. So try and squeeze backwards as you perform the movement. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Okay, now relax your shoulders. This time what we're going to do is tip at the waist, dangle the arms, we're going to pull up. Squeeze the shoulder blades and back down again. So pull up through the shoulder blades and release back down. So it's a hinge through the center of the body, pulling your belly into your backbone. So thinking that tension on, and you're just hinging forward. So we're just starting to activate the back. Pull up last time. Okay, straighten off. Bring your hands to shoulder height, and we're going to set them backwards. So we're just working through the shoulder blades now. This is giving me a flashback. When I was probably 13, 14, we had a dance group from Africa come to visit. And I remember learning this shape then and throwing my African moves. Okay, but this is an important movement because this is all around scapular function and rotator cuff function. Okay, we're going to do that one more time. Okay, and then this time we're going to take the arms out. So bending in at the elbow, bring the thumbs in towards your armpits and then send it back out again. So you'll notice all of this is quite fatiguing and you should feel tired in your shoulders. Your shoulders want to rise up to your ears. Let's try and keep our necks long. We're nearly done here. Okay, and then as if we were holding our braces, tuck your thumbs or put your thumbs into your chest and roll the shoulders. Put some effort into squeezing the shoulder blades. Really figure out and feel the shoulder blades. 2 more. Last time, and relax off the shoulders. That felt good, didn't it? Okay, so let's do a little bit of standing balance whilst we're here. So a wide base of support to start with, and we'll start with one leg circle. I went a bit far that time. Okay, so the first thing I want you to do is actually push out into the hip. Chris, listen to your body. Okay, then we pull up through the hip. So we're nice and strong on the static side. Okay, we start to float the leg, and we're going to do 10 circles. So this is side lion circle. So we're still achieving Pilates, a little higher if you will. So think about nice and tall as long as you can from your static foot, knee, hip, shoulder. And then 10 in one direction. You're going to feel the knee is working quite hard here. Put some focus in the back side of the movement. Well done. And then once you've done your 10, I am going to push you straight into forward for 10. So you come in back, up and over, back, up and over. Well done. Hands are wherever you want them to be. So this one is taking huge load into the hip. So the muscles are working hard to create movement, but equally there's a stabilizing effect going on. And in addition to that, your weight all through that one side of the body is loading up the hip. Well done. Shake it off. Shake it off. Shake it off. Other side. Other side. Okay, so for me, I like to go out of posture first and then into posture. So it's really helping me go, right, that's not where I want to be, and I can feel that stretch. This is up and into posture. And when I'm ready and all my weight, then I come into that float. Okay, and we're going to do 10. So forward, up, back and down. It doesn't matter which direction. All you need to know is you're going to do one way and then the other. So Annie, just before we came on mic, I heard your story about singing. And then I thought to myself, I wonder if I could ever sing on a microphone in a public place, and thought I would actually clear the room. Okay, so well done you, Annie. That's a wonderful thing to hear. When you've completed your 10, switch direction straight in there, and it's tough, right? You're going to feel this in your moving leg because your moving leg has already worked out, and you're going to feel it around the hip in your static leg. So once you've done your 20, Shake it off, shake it off. Da 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 da. Okay, we good? Good. Right. So let's think about the spine now. Firstly, let's put some breath in. Owen, can we have a look at other camera, third one? Okay, good. So I'm going to just try and line myself up so I can get some shoulders. Okay, so I just want you to squeeze your shoulder blades and then separate your shoulder blades for a minute. Okay. Do you want me to move? There you go. Find neutral. And once you're there in neutral, then release your hands. I want you to think about putting the breath in. Feel the ribs fill, and then put the breath into the back and shoulders. So the breath comes in, into the top of your lungs, into the bottom of your lungs, and when you're thinking there's no other breath left, try and fill up here between your shoulder blades. And then let it go out again. Breathing in for the nostrils first. So feel that breath come in. Feel that expansion. Feel the ribs expand. And then finally, final breath, push into the back and shoulders. And then just let it all go. It's really important that we get the ribs moving. Then I want you to put your hands, if you can, up onto your side seams as high as you can, okay? Breathe in and feel that expansion. Exhale, go, tip, breath in, and breathe out, breath in. Expand, exhale, go. Now this is the opposite to how I would normally teach it. Come back up. Okay, now this time relax your hands. We're going to breathe in and lower. Breathe out, contract. Breathe in and lower. Breathe out, contract. Okay, let's make this bigger. So bigger screen. This time round, we're going into a balance. So if we can go back to the other screen, Owen. So this time round, there's a hover. So let's assume we're on a left foot, right foot is hovering. Okay, we're going to drift down. So we're in a balance. Drift down towards the knee, and on the contract, pull up. And we're going to do that 3 times, okay? So drift down, and it's on the out breath that we pull up, okay? So if you want to, you can use your opposite hand as well. So we drift down, pull up. That's it. Drift down. That's hard work, isn't it? And pull up. Well done. Hello ankles. Hello ribs. Let's do that the other side. So 3 in total. Again, get your static on. Think nice and strong. Think set up lovely. So breathing out. Whoop. And breathing in, breathing out to pull up. So essentially it's exhale on exertion. So breathing in. Breathing out. Well done. Okay, so let's put this into context because I'm trying to activate all around the core and really stabilize the spine at the same time. Okay, so we are going into not a forward fold, a hinge, a hip hinge. So if you're just watching, we're tall and then we hinge forward. Now, what I'm trying to do is not sit back into my heels and get to a point where I am in a tabletop, okay? And my weight's in my toes, and from here, rise. Now there is a tendency here to fold, and then all your weight will sink backwards into your heels. I don't want that to happen yet, okay? So I want you to really consciously hinge at the hips so there's a reach and a stretch forward. And then come through the balls of the feet and really work to get that 90-degree angle at your hips. Once you're there, start to relax your knees, relax your thighs, and then fold. Now, we're going to roll up one vertebra at a time. Shoulders roll back, arms towards the ceiling. Now we hinge, and be very clear about this movement. Bringing your weight forward, you're stretching, you're trying to relax your toes, you're stretching forward, ears lined up to arms. Create that tabletop first, and then fold. Use that contraction in your abdominals to pull and rise up to the top of the movement, arms high. So you're going to feel that in the hamstrings. You might even feel it in your undercarriage a little bit. So it's the hinge bit that I'm really keen to work through with you. So you've got that love. Now if it's too much with the arms and you're struggling with the arms, take the arms out and create that tabletop first, then fold. Last time, contract inwards as you rise to the top of the movement. This time we roll down and we'll come into a walkout. So from here, relax your arms, chin to chest, face close to the body, roll down as close as you can, and then when you're ready, we walk out into tabletop, where we stay, and we're going to create some circles. Now we're doing this in Pilates as well at the moment with you, so this movement doesn't belong anywhere, it belongs everywhere. Okay, and for me, make this big. So listen to what your body's saying to you here, particularly around the index fingers and the thumbs. So try if you can to keep your index fingers and thumbs connected with the floor. Enjoy the pressure through the wrists. Enjoy how that feels, and make it as big as you can. So we're progressively getting bigger. Lovely. And you've got about 2 or 3 more circles. I'm just going to have a quick sip. On the days that you talk a lot, oh God, there aren't many days that I don't talk a lot. Shush your face. Pat Taylor is so rude. Right, okay, so from here, let's just engage, let's sit back into child's pose first. Go nice and wide for me, so put your toes together and actively take your knees as wide as you possibly can. Then use your hands, you're still upright, use your hands to push back, so your arms are still long and your upper body still away from the ground, right? So I want you to use your hands to push back. So when you're in this position, you will feel, because you're using your upper body, you're using your hands, you will feel an almost tuck of your low back. Oh, bumblebee. Oh, he thinks I'm a flower. Pat, you know what you have to do? Save the bumblebee. Okay, so we are stretching. Walk your hands now closer to your knees, push your chin towards your chest, drawing your abdominals, and you're welcome. Enjoy the stretch in your lower back. Keep pulling in your abdominals. Okay, the opposite to that is now come forward, but you're not actually bringing your chest to the ground as such. Your arms are still long, but stretched out further forward. And now I want you to push your tail out of the way, so nice and high. So you almost feel like you're coming off your heels. Lift your chin. But I want you to think about drawing your shoulder blades or squeezing your shoulder blades down your back. Now this is a real vulnerable place for your pelvic floor, so think about tightening your pelvic floor at the same time. Well done. Okay, now push your body weight into your heels. So using your upper body, push backwards and then lay out. So bring your head towards the ground and enjoy that stretch for a moment. Now, As you know, I like movement in stretch. So if you want to have a cheeky look under your arms and enjoy your stretch in your shoulders, feel free. Do what you need to do that makes you feel, oh, good. Right, we're coming up. We're on all fours. We're coming into pointer, or whatever it's called. I never know anymore. And as I said previously, in our choreography these days, it's the one that looks like. That's what a lot of our choreography is listed as. So we're in a box position. We curl toes under heels. Push the balls of the feet down to feel your neutral spine activate. So let's practice that. Toes down, push toes into the ground. The knees are still making contact, but you'll feel the shape of your spine change. You'll feel that connection. Drawing the pelvic floor so there's a tension in your undercarriage. Your hand closest to me, leg furthest away from me, stretches and lifts. It's a strong position. We hold with stillness, toes still tucked under heel. So maintain that balance. Bring hand and foot down, take a breath in, curl toe under heel and stretch and come into that lovely point. So think about your heel. So when we're off camera and I can't see you, need to make sure that your heel and toe is as high as your hip. Lovely. And release, we switch. Now, breath in, exhale, open up the arms. So we're back to leg one, hand and foot come down, switch side. Make sure your toe remains curled under your heel of the static leg on the floor. And we're just alternating in your own time, roughly a length of a breath. All the time thinking about your hip alignment. Think about your shoulder alignment. Put a clench, a lovely little booty clench on here. So if you tighten up through your bottom, lovely. We know we're engaging the gluteals. Still a classic, still an old faithful. It's hot in here, isn't it? And because I've been on the sneak, prepping your shoulders for quite a long time. Oh, that wasn't a hint. It was just an observation. Curl toes under heels, lift knees, push back into down dog. So again, down dog, this movement has a place in all our sessions. And what you might not be aware is how strong you are becoming in your shoulders. And on Friday, I introduced a movement where we did two things. We walked our feet as close as possible to our hands, and then we walked our hands as close as possible to our feet. One will feel slightly different to the other. Now, when I walk my feet close to my hands, I'm on my tiptoes and I'm really bringing my weight over my shoulders. But my feet aren't that close to my hands. Then I walk back. Hands will touch toes. But the other way around, toes might not get to hands, but walk, 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 and there will be a point when you can't go any further. Okay, knees down. Rest back. Did that make sense? Yeah? Thumbs up. Right, cool. Phew. Right. We are going to flip over onto our bottoms and feet wide. Okay. So, spine twist, saw. I want you to have feet wide. Think about being on your sit bones. So come forward in the movement. Spine twist, so there's rotation, then flexion. Come out of flexion, rotation, that's the movement, okay? So if you want to just practice that, because I want you to do this, I want you to relax your thighs and knees. Rotate, be conscious of your thighs, fold, rise, rotate, fold. In a minute, we'll start to introduce arms, rotate. So you keep going, okay? I've previously have spoken about tone of pelvic floor, low tone, high tone. What is important is that we are connecting with the pelvic floor and being conscious that we're not holding it for dear life all the time throughout Pilates. So when we're rotating, I want you, if you can, to click into what's going on with your pelvic floor. Is it feeling relaxed? Is it tight? Is there any pulling going on? And take your time with the rotation, because I described recently the pelvic floor front, back, side to side. There's like this hammock, and in the center we pull up, that we're drawing up. So again, there can be a lot of tension around the perineum. There might be tension or pulling within the pelvic floor walls internally. So, and you might actually feel this in your back a little too. So it's just a lot of prep. And another thing to do here before we go into full rotate and fold is just try and do a couple of little circles. It takes a while to think this through. So it's, if you like, less body, more pelvis and spine. And you'll notice, you'll see with me, my knees are popping. So, because my hips are starting to feel tense now. But I notice that there's tension in certain areas of my back and spine here. Try pulling in your belly. Okay, arms wide. Relax knees. Rotate in one direction. Then we fold. Fingers towards the outside of the toe. We rise. We rotate, fold, fingers to the outside of the toe. Now, I want you now, the arm that's reaching forward, put some effort into the reach. So suddenly everything else changes. The only focus is that leading arm pulling you forward. And once you got as far as you can, relax your thighs. So, pull forward as far as you can. Once you got there, let go of your thighs. Oh, I can't let my thigh go on one leg. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like you be conscious that your knees, lower limbs are trying to compensate for the stretch in the back. Okay, last time. And then we bend the knees. Bring the soles of the feet together and staying with pelvic floor in high tone. I just want you to rock side to side over your sit bones. Okay. That's quite nice, isn't it? Nice and tall. Lovely, and settle. Okay. Straight arms, try and lean back a little bit so you get a stretch out of your neck. So hold on to your ankles for dear life. Let the arms straighten and pull backwards. So you'll feel the stretch coming out of your shoulders and your neck. Now, to add to this, what you can do is put your chin to your chest and continue to push back. Ooh. Ah. Well done. Sit up. Okay. Feet in neutral. Let's create a C shape with the spine. As far as you can, breathe out on the up phase. Now, if you want to, you know how to adapt here. So roll down through the spine. Let your thumbs touch overhead if you want to. Chin to chest and rise up. Well, it really is uncomfortable on my tail today. So rolling. Ooh. So find the thing that works for you. Exhale on exertion. So Annie, a thought, if that's too much on your tail, work on chin to chest and neck pull. So think about either a bent knee or a straight leg and look down towards your toes and pull here. So find the thing that works for you, that's what I'm saying. So pick in your abdominals. And I have to say, you're really quite strong. Oh, I've got to check my watch. So we're missing graphics today. So God love these, the team here at Chaos. They had are we allowed to talk about it, Owen? I wasn't sure. Yeah. A cyber attack on the weekend, so they're fine now. Aren't people knobs? Like, how inconvenient, that's rubbish. So consequently, they're trying to have to fix everything behind the scenes, so we're missing the graphics, so I can't see how many we're doing with you. Well done. Last time, go into a full body stretch for me, my lovely people. So arms overhead. Now, when we started today, we did a whole bunch of shoulder things. Sorry, Chris, in advance. Firstly, I want you to just draw your shoulder blades together, make your neck long. Secondly, how far can you slide your hands down to your sides without your shoulders lifted? So I wasn't clear. Bend your elbows, bring your arms down to 3 and 9 o'clock and your elbows bent. And if you can rest your hands on the floor, great. One arm floats for me, the other side is lovely. Sharp hell, you're talking too much. Okay, just settle there for a second. Whew. Use your breath. Whew. Right, so straighten off your arms, palms up, 3 and 9 o'clock if you can. Bend your knees, let's come up into full tabletop. So one leg, then the other, then we hold. Okay, so we're gonna have a bit of fun with this, okay? Right, so your arms are out at 3 and 9 o'clock. Your legs are gonna go up and down and your arms are going to go in and out, all right? So it will look like this. Right leg straightens, left leg comes inwards. Right leg comes in, left arm goes out. So we've got an in and out thing going on. So use your breath as exhale on exertion. If that's too much to coordinate, just breathe. But what I'm doing here is destabilizing your core by taking your arms outside the midline of your body. So normally I would send your arms up and down the midline, but we're taking them out and in, which completely throws you off balance. Lovely. Hello, hips. I'm starting to feel that in my abs. So we're totally loading this up, right? But that'll serve me right for the 2 gin and tonics I had yesterday. 3 gin and tonics. It might have been 4. Birthday celebrations in June. Impromptu barbecues in the sunshine. Keep going. You got 4 more. And 3. And 2. Where have you been? Oh, she's in and out. Release your arms, bring your feet down to the ground and just relax there for a second. That was quite good, wasn't it? Do you feel that? Okay, right. So from there, we are going into some bridge work, as we've done quite a lot of flexion. So we're going to do quite a lot of extension work now. But to start with, we come into neutral. Have a wiggle jiggle of your hips. La 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 la. La, 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 la. Right, let's go. So we start by slowly tucking under your pelvis and sending your hips lovely and high. From here, we roll the spine back down. Just for a few rounds, we'll just roll up, take our time. Rolling down. With your eyes closed. Just feel this, feel what's going on with your spine. Does it feel equal and balanced? Does it feel smooth? Is there any judders going on here? This time finish at the top of the move and stay at the top. Maintain neutral. So we're not pushing through it, we're just lovely line from shoulder to knee. Just put some attention to your toes now, so the effort is through your big and second toe. Let's start to push the ground away with your feet. So your big and second toes push up. So press them down to lift the knees. That's what I'm trying to say. Push the ground away with your feet, and particularly your big and second toe. Okay, so you're going to feel that. You'll feel that in the hamstrings. You'll feel that in the knee and the butt. You might feel it on your sunburnt shoulders. Drawing your belly to your backbone. Now keep pushing the ground away and lift the heels. Keep focusing on the big toe, second toe. Lovely. Stay there. Just going to hang there. Breathe. Okay, now if you can, relax your right side so it dips and drops. Contract your right side. Hold it there. Relax your left side so it dips and drops. Contract and repeat. So we're dropping and lifting and dropping and lifting. Dropping, and lifting. Who, me? I don't know what Pat's saying, but off camera I think she's been quite rude. Where I'm really red. I'm really hot. And I'm upside down. Okay, now heels come down. We're going to do a fast one. 20 of these, right? Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Go. Tiny, weeny, little clenches. Tiny, weeny, little clenches. Clench, 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 clench. Ow, my hamstrings have started to weep. Ow, 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 ow. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Bottom down, knees into chest. Give yourself a moment. Woo! Well done. Lovely, lovely. Okay, draw some circles with your knees in one direction and the other. You'll notice all that time up in bridge, it is the back side of your body that's been affected, your bum. Okay, now if you can, I want you to hold on to the arches of your feet. Lovely shot for camera. Okay, so two things go on here. You push your legs skyward and then you use your hands to pull your feet downward. So there's like a standoff going on here, and this helps us to stretch out and release the tension in the inner thighs and back. If that's too much, you hold on to the shins. Do what you can. Okay, if you can, stretch out and straighten off your knees. If you want to rock gently side to side, this is an additional stretch of the back. If you've ever had the luxury of a lomi Hawaiian massage, they use a bamboo and to roll like a rolling pin the muscles in your back away from the spine. It is such a good feeling. Bend the knees. When you're ready, bring your feet down. Good, 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 good. Okay, so we're coming back into tabletop. We're coming into knee drop, so we're going to engage those core muscles. So bring up your knees. Same thing, we're going to focus on the contraction and bringing yourself back into your starting position. So firstly, a few things are going to naturally happen. Your thighs are going to cut into your chest, so we need to make sure you're at 90 at the hip. Okay, knees drop in one direction, hold. So there's the challenge. Then we're going to contract, breathe out to bring it all back into center. Okay, so the knees will drop away. And we hold that, hold that, hold that. Breath in, sniff in, and then let it go. Okay, let's do that again. So we let the limbs drop away. Appreciate that lovely stretch going on through the ribs. Contract, pull it all into center. And have a little play with this. Enjoy it. So, and when I talk about that contract down that breath, I want you to think about putting as much tension into the muscles around the waistband. So they're the things that are pulling you back up, like really putting that tension on around your center. Okay, now let's have some fun with this. So just pop your feet down for a second. And watch. Okay, so this is what's going to happen. We'll have a little windscreen wiper. Okay, so legs go in one direction, arms go in the other. So we go 1, whoop, 2, whoop, and you're rolling. So you have to contract, you have to put that tension on your center as you windscreen wipe. Okay, join in when you're ready. I'm coming up to have a quick look at you all. Excellent. And dare yourself. Yeah, that might be a little uncomfortable, Chris. So, but nice, because you're really getting some neural pathways firing. So if there's scar tissue from hip surgery there, that will feel quite nice rolling over it, I'm hoping. And feel the middle bit. Yeah, thumbs up, good. Really think about your waistband. Put that tension on through the waistband. Well done, everyone. Do you think we can have a go at 10 quick ones? Like it's proper raining now. Go. Boom, 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 boom. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Excellent work, excellent work. Take yourself into whatever you need to do just to get release off here. Might be knees to chest, might be full body stretch, whatever it is that makes you feel good, do that. Then we are coming into that open butterfly. So walk your shoulders to get shoulder blades together. Draw the soles of your feet together, let the knees drop out. Keep your fingers connected, okay. And the reason I'm bringing this in quite a bit at the moment, it's a hip opener, but also it gives us a moment to relax the pelvic floor. So it's important, particularly after, because we've done quite a lot of abdominal work today, it's important to let go of the pelvic floor and let it relax, because sometimes we just hold on to that tension. So I want you to consciously try and release it. And I used to always talk about that pre-wee tingle. So letting it go, keeping your fingertips connected, soles connected. So there's a real energy in a figure of 8 going around your body. And again, if it's too much on your shoulders, adapt. Now we start to bring in breath. Okay, and now when you're ready, make yourself comfortable, however that looks, whether you're lying down or sat up and propped. Give yourself a moment to breathe and settle yourself. Okay. Putting that attention, as we did at the start of the session, into your breath. Think about completely inflating like you would a camp bed, a lilo, swimming pool. Fill it. So as you breathe in, you are filling up like an inflatable. Let the whole body, feel your breath going into the fine corners and edges of your body. Just totally inflate. Bring your breath in and send it to every internal edge. And let that breath leave. And feel yourself just relaxing and melting. And allowing your body making contact with the ground to seep into the ground, to connect, to draw your energy downwards. Pushing your roots into the earth. And we do that as a grounding element. So sometimes when we're a little bit hyper, it's really nice to bring all your energy back down into earth, anchor yourself, remind yourself of your stability, your intent. When we ground ourselves, we're really pulling ourselves down to protect ourselves from external forces pulling us and pushing us. So the roots go deep. But as all roots, we draw up energy, source from the ground. Sometimes if we're feeling a little lost or a little overwhelmed, just going through a visualization exercise of growing your roots downwards really helps us. It's very good for anxiety too. And then finally we think about the rest of the body that isn't making contact with the ground. Parts of the body that is open to the air. The lightness. Feels like a different colour. It feels like a different colour. The crazy language of Valentine. And that's that lightness. Is that softness around you. So you have your strength through your roots, and then you have your lightness, your freedom, your creativity, and that's there in the light. Making you strong, reminding you of your strengths, because you are good people with open hearts and kind spirits. On your next breath, big fat sigh. And give yourself a few moments to bring yourself into a seated position, but don't rush. Stretch it out, create movement to your hips and back. Rolling onto your side or rolling like a ball into a seated position. when you're ready, join me, taking a breath in and arms out wide. This is us in our circle. Now what I want you to do is take your right hand and turn it up, and your left hand and turn it down. And that's us holding each other's hands in a great big hug until we meet again. Feel all that energy in this very strong circle. Pass on all your kindness. Release your hands. And then give yourselves a round of applause. Well done, my lovely people. So that's us. That was our Pilates. I'm not sure. It was supposed to be a nice session on a Monday morning that was relaxing, but